Hello, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Sarasota. We're here to support you in finding a personal relationship with the God of your understanding and discovering what you already know. My name is Kathleen Frankert, and I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner and counselor here at the center. I greet you today with Namaste. Namaste is the Sanskrit word that means the divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity in you. Let's begin, as we do each week, by affirming our vision and mission statement. I invite you to join in reading them with me. Our vision is empowering spiritual growth as a loving, inclusive worldwide community. And this is our mission. We teach science of mind principles and other life-affirming spiritual truths. We explore, we learn, we grow, we connect, honoring all paths to God. We offer in-person and online weekly services, classes, workshops, affirmative prayer support, and other spiritual tools. We create opportunities for joyful social connection, community outreach, and service. We celebrate the awakening of our innate spiritual magnificence. Now, as we prepare for our time of prayer and meditation, I invite you to turn within. Let go of any outside concerns, events, or activities. Allow your eyes to close as our music director, Bob Teesdale, and soloist, Fawny share the chant, "Be still and know."
Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know that you are God. Be still and know that you are. Be still and know that you are God. Be still and know. Be still and know that we are God. Be still and know that we are. Be still and know that we are God. Be still and know. Be still and know that all is God. Be still and know that all is. Be still and know that all is God. Be still and know.
In the stillness, we recognize there is only one thing happening right now. It is the activity of the one power, the one presence of life expressing. This activity is love and harmony, peace and balance, wholeness and prosperity. Nothing is left out of this divine activity. All is provided and made available by means of this creative process. The creativity of God has no beginning or end. It expresses infinitely through and as each one. So today I recognize my oneness with this limited source and open myself to it. In the stillness, I accept a new awareness that addresses my desire or intention. I am confident that Spirit provides guidance, an answer, a creative solution to whatever question or concern I have. Knowing this, I experience today as pure possibility and newness. I am refreshed, energized, and alive to what Spirit has in store for me. As I give up struggle, worry, or concern, I joyously celebrate and give thanks for the solution now unfolding for me. I am grateful for insights and wisdom that animate my actions. I enjoy a lightheartedness and peace of mind that dwells like a flame within me. I relax and rest in calm assurance and confidence. Grateful for this new possibility unfolding now, I let go and I let God. I declare this to be so, and so it is. Today, our Sunday talk is presented by Ron Frost, a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the center. Ron is a gifted motivational speaker, author, sales coach, leadership consultant, and master life coach. He has coached, trained, and consulted with more than 450 business owners. He is also the author of Getting Unstuck, 9 Keys to Creating More Prosperity, Joy, and Fulfillment. Today's Ron topic is The Answer is Within You. Before we hear from Ron, it's my pleasure to again introduce Fawny and Bob to present an Eddie Watkins Jr. song, God is the Answer. Welcome, Fawny and Bob.
Together in this place. Why are we here? What is our purpose? Spirit reveal. How do we know what's true and what's real? We may not know where life roads will lead, but it doesn't matter as we believe. What's going on in this world today? Where do we fit? What we can do to make a difference? What can we say? Where do we go? This way or that way? If we all pray and truly believe, love one another, we will let the world see. God is the answer. God is the answer. to whatever the question may be.
Happy Sunday morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Sarasota. And thank you, Fawny and Bob, for that wonderful opening song by Eddie Watkins Jr., God is the Answer. And Kathleen for that warm and wonderful introduction. Thank you so very, very much. The topic that I chose is the answer is within you. And it's so appropriate because as we know that the things that are going on in our own little world, the things that are going on in our life, well, we know that the answers are within us, but even a greater world, because we're all part of the divine connection of humanity, and everything that we work on and we anchor, and as we grow ourselves, we become an integral part of the creation that is really, really going on in the world. So if there's anything that we see that we don't like, it's within us. It's within us. The answer's always been within us on a collective and on an individual basis. And the other thing about this message is, as we know, our dear and beloved Reverend Karen, who's going off into her world of retirement, that next phase, that next excitement of her life, that the answers are within her to go through whatever that journey looks like for her, but also the answers are within us to know that all is good and everything is unfolding through us and as us for the rebirthing of anything that is to come forth within the Center for Spiritual Living, Sarasota. So the three things I feel that we can embody this truth of the answer being within us is, number one, is to know and be aware when fear, worry, and doubt is kind of taken over us, and to be able to step away from that and know our truth. And number two, to realize that we all are spiritual leaders, that we all, even though we seek spiritual leadership, but a great leader basically doesn't create followers. A great leader creates other great leaders. And Reverend Karen certainly did that very well, seeing that within me and seeing that within our practitioner team, our leadership, and everybody within our center to be able to empower us with spiritual truth. And then the last thing is to be able to take all that and to know that love is still the answer. And that as we embody love ourselves and we begin to see through the eyes of love, then we can create that shift that is to happen. So the first one, fear. And I have to be honest, I have had times where I have let the outside source of fear, worry, and doubt consume me. And I've had some great lessons in my life to be able to recognize that and to shift that and change that. In 2004, when Fawny and I left Maryland and we sold our house and we came to Cape Coral, Florida, we started a sign and graphics business. The first thing that happened was Hurricane Charlie. We came in about 2 days later was Hurricane Charlie. And much like Hurricane Ian, it affects us. Every outside thing that's going on does affect us. And so did Hurricane Charlie. It allowed us to not get started right away. We had power that was out in our home, power that was out at our business. It allowed us to meet our neighbors, basically allowed us to meet our neighbors. So there was some good in it. And shortly thereafter, our power was back on and our business, we really, really took off like crazy. I mean, we really grew it. We did a lot of networking. We did a lot of sales. We sat down and met with our customers, and we really developed a growing business. And as businesses grow, you take on more. We grew our space. We added more equipment, and of course, more employees. And of course, it was a bigger burden. And everything was going further and further up until around 2007, 2008, when we had that real estate bubble. And that was the moment that I allowed fear of the news, the information, the story, the recession, depression, nobody's, buying anything, and how could anybody even want to buy from me? And businesses going out of business, right? And we lost some of our top customers too. And I started to allow that to stop me from taking action. And here's the thing is, we know a lot of times we'll hear people say, well, fear will push you into fight or flight. Well, that's what we call instantaneous fear, the surprise fear, the lion that suddenly comes after us, and we either go towards it as a fight, or we run as a flight. And that's true, but when it comes to that long lingering of fear, worry, and doubt, which comes through news, which comes through our news on television, or our written news through newspaper, or just the things that are the conversations that are going on around us, and we start to become worried. For me, it made me sick. It made me, again, not take the action that I was supposed to take, and I began to sink deeper into that, and we started to owe people money and owed our rent. It was affecting so many things. And it wasn't until the moment that I actually decided to shut off the TV, to shut off, because it wasn't doing me any good. I remember Wayne Dyer saying, there's two things that people tend to worry about. He basically said, why worry, right? Because there's two things. One is those things that are out there that are beyond our control. And the other things are the things that are within our direct control. And what he then said is that if they're in your direct control, just take care of them, take action, do what you need to do. And if they're beyond our control, let them go. So why worry? And the truth is, why worry? Because as I took myself away from that, and I started to come into what's called certainty. Certainty is that first step where you're saying, what is it that I can do? And I'm certain that I can sell. I come from a background in sales. I'm certain I can go out and reach out to customers. I'm certain that I can, that I can shut the TV off and control my own mind, my own thinking. And then gratitude, because even in moments when we cannot find joy, when we cannot find happiness, we can certainly count our blessings. We can certainly find things that we're grateful for. Just knowing that we're alive, just knowing that we have, certain gifts within us, and that we have certain things that allows us, even friends, that allows us to start to go into gratitude, and then to take decisive action. And I did. I went out and I met with my other customers, got to learn a little bit about what was going on in their world. I started finding some other solutions that were perhaps a little bit less expensive products that still did what they could do to help grow their business. And of course, it helped grow our business as well. And as the story went on, we grew our business. And eventually in 2011, we sold it. And Fawny became a professional singer. And then I went on to be a business consultant and speaker. So anyways, the truth is that if we can be mindful of breaking away from anything that is creating that energy of fear, worry, and doubt, and go into the silence, go into the intuitive self, go into nature, put our bare feet on the ground, start grounding ourselves, close our eyes and breathe, and just say thank you. And then knowing that the good is there for us. Even doing a spiritual mind treatment around clarity. When we don't have clarity around our problems, instead of allowing the fear, worry, and doubt of the outer world overcome us, anchoring into clarity with prayer treatment is probably one of the most powerful things that we can do. All right. The second thing is the spiritual leader is within you. You are a spiritual leader. And even though Reverend Karen has blessed us with so many spiritual lessons, one of the key things is empowerment, self-empowerment. And that is, we all are spiritual leaders. We all have that innate gift, that divine source within us. And the truth is, though, many of us have been conditioned throughout life. Humanity's been conditioned to seek the outside savior, right? To give our power away to this outside source, whether it is an individual or whether it is an organization, or whether it's a government or a religion or whatever it is. When we start to allow that to control our decisions, and again, through fear or through any emotional trigger that we are feeling, or just by saying that what they are sharing is my truth, we are negating the very fact that we can connect with our own inner truth, being our own spiritual leader. And the truth is, and I want to share this, because the fact is, even though we teach this divine law of cause and effect, and that we are creators, and that God is only good, the thing is in the physical plane of life, well, there is free will. And because of that, obviously there are expressions, even though God is good and everything is out of God, there are expressions that may not look so good. Even, what we might, reference as bad, or intentionally bad, or evil. And even in Ernest Holmes' own words, he shares, we do not say there is no evil experience. We say it is not an entity, but a misuse of power, which of itself really is fundamentally the power, the one power, the infinite power, is good. And if you think about it this way, which God is good all the time. Well, what is good? Good is love. Love is unconditional. Love is not controlling. Love is not judging. And love is allowing, which, when you think about that, love is free will. For the divine to create us and to grant us free will, and not to judge and not to control and not to manipulate us, is allowing humanity and all forms of humanity to do as they please out of whatever intentionality that they have. Now, that being said, they can do for good or for bad. And so while we are directly connected through source, those that we may listen, and the drama and things going on in the outer world, they have an intention that isn't for our highest and best, because of free will. Because, as we know, there are things such as maybe for greed, or there's a motive behind it, right? So there might be things that are persuading and affecting us in ways if we come into our own clarity. And this is expressed through what we call the law of polarity. It's in one of the Hermetic principles, and it's not the law of duality, because law of duality means there's separation. There's you and there's me, and we're separate, or there's God separate from me. No, we don't teach that. There's only one thing. And yet, in the expression of this physical life plane, because of free will, there is the polarity of yin and yang, dark and light, good and bad. And so, much like when we are considering what we call the outer source and giving our power away to it, it's very similar to the old telephone game, where people would share a story, and they would start off with a few sentences and pass it on to the next person, and everybody with their own intention was doing the best that they can to relay that story and whisper it into the next person's ear. And yet, there's probably one in the group that's a little devious and is going to sincerely, purposely twist the story. But the truth is, we find that there is either error or intentionality, good or bad, that dilutes the message. Yet when we tap into our own inner truth, we know our own divine self, we know our own innate desires and purposes and goals, and we start to self-discover that, and we know that that God has always got our back, and that we be still and know, when we silence our mind and we anchor in the truth, and we go into discernment over other information that may or may not be true, and we start to use our own innate intuition and know that, as we treat for clarity, we allow, and it may not come instantaneously, but we know, and we're in a comfort of knowing that the divine is always going to lead us in the right way. The divine will never use control, will never use fear. It is always going to be allowing, and we have that connection to our spiritual truth. And then the last thing is knowing all this and taking all this and knowing that if we can begin to see through the eyes of love, we become that which transforms our life. And not only that, we transform the greater world through that process. And that's the work that we do. It's through knowing, that we need to forgive any misjudgments of ourself, anywhere where we've kind of looked at ourselves in a negative light, and to anchor in that, if we're connected to this divine source, the source of pure love, that we are made of light and that we are made of love, and that we are perfect, that we are whole and complete. If we can nurture ourselves and be gentle with ourselves and really, see that divine, special inner child, a child of love and light, then we can be that beacon, and we start to not push against and not be aggravated or triggered by the outer world, but to know that as we are, as within, so without. So as we anchor in love and light, we start to reflect and we start to experience love and light and beauty in our life, and that radiates out into the world through us. We become that light worker that is the champion of the new day, the new way, the new heaven on earth, just by the spark of light that's woken up within us. I remember when I was in Cape Coral again. Yeah, when I was in Cape Coral at a fair, I think it was a county fair or carnival, and there was all these fun and games. There was the ring toss, and there was the dart, trying to throw it to the balloon. You'd win prizes if you hit the balloon. And then there was this game called Whack-A-Mole. I'm sure you've probably seen that. Maybe you've played it. And it's these moles that pop up, much like the moles in our life. It's much like the things these events that we can be triggered by. And the goal is to take the hammer and to hit as many moles as possible. Now, what I saw was this mom helping her little girl to stand up, to hold the hammer, and to start hitting the moles as they started to pop up. And as every mole started to pop up, here was this little girl, and there was a few of us that couldn't help but see this. Here was this little girl that as soon as the mole started popping up, she started giggling. She started laughing. And the hammer was just still. She wasn't even moving it. And she became, as she laughed, we all started laughing. And the mom stepped up and she's like, honey, you need to hit them with a hammer. And she goes, I don't want to, Mommy. They make me laugh. They make me laugh. In life, things pop up and they don't always make us laugh. But the more that we can understand that we can choose to eliminate as much fear, as much as that drama, to shut off whatever, the TV or the news, or to step away from go into nature, to be able to make that decision of the clarity of our own mind, our own mental attitude, by stepping away from fear, to know that we are that spiritual leader that can change that new tomorrow, and to know that, through the embodiment of love, we can make a difference in the world, because love is the answer. Love is still the answer. And that's the next song that as I leave you now, and I hope you love this message. I hope you enjoyed this message. I truly enjoyed connecting with you. But here is Fawny and Bob with a Jason Mraz song, Love is Still the Answer. Namaste.
Question is why are we here? To say our hellos and goodbyes and disappear. This beautiful life, what is it for? To learn how to master peace or master war. There's only one answer that matters, even even if your heart has been shattered, whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Love is still the answer. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. We all make mistakes. No, we're not perfect yet. Maybe God made us all from an accident. And the question that sits on everyone's lips is why should we pick ourselves up and start over again? There's only one answer that matters, even if your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Love is still the answer. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Question I'll ask at the end of my days is, what did I give? What will I take? There's only one answer that matters, even if your heart and your dreams has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Love is still the answer. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Love, love, love. Love, 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 love. Love is still the answer.
Thank you, Fawny and Bob. We really appreciate the musical inspiration that you so beautifully shared with us today. And Ron, thank you for reminding us that Spirit's guidance is always close at hand. At the Center for Spiritual Living Sarasota, we're here to support you in a variety of ways. And now it's time to share our offering that supports our ability to continue to be here for you. There are 3 easy ways to contribute. On your screen, you'll see our website, www.cslsarasota.com. On the left side of the screen, select the Donate button which will bring up several options for making a contribution. You can contribute via PayPal or by credit card, or mail a check to our address shown there on the website. Or you can also set up automatic contributions through your own online banking. Selecting the donate button will also open the PayPal window. Now I invite you to take your virtual gift in your hand, place it over your heart, blessing it as you share it, and know this with me. My gift goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper. And the divine flow returns it to me, multiplied abundantly. And now let us declare together our offering affirmation. The words are on your screen. I give thanks that I may share of my good, my love, and my support. Thank you so much. I have a couple of reminders to share. Our Spiritual Living Circle meets every Wednesday at 7 p.m., led by licensed spiritual practitioner Jim Grove. Each week, we discuss an article from this month's Science of Mind magazine. This Wednesday, the topic is Mind and Money, Floating in the Great Cosmic Sea. The circle is open to all at no charge, and you can come and go as you like. We offer this via Zoom, so everybody is able to participate, and newcomers are always welcome, of course. To receive a copy of the article, the discussion guide, and the Zoom link, please send Jim an email to the address shown here. Hope to see you on Wednesday. And are you facing a challenge or seeking support for a special intention in your life? Then I invite you to visit the website and click on the green prayer request button. We have 5 licensed spiritual practitioners, Ron Frost, Jim Grove, Nicole Leeds, Sean Scanlon, and me, who are available to know and affirm spiritual truth with and for you. Our practitioners are also available by appointment for 1-hour spiritual coaching sessions. These sessions offer the opportunity to explore a deeper understanding and practical application of the spiritual truth in the midst of your problem or challenging issue. For more information, check out their page at our website by selecting the Staff tab on the left, then click on Practitioners. Also on our website, you can sign up to receive our weekly email newsletter or check out our Facebook page for posts about upcoming events and find past services and videos on our YouTube channel. And now, as we conclude our sacred time together, let us do so with the intention to live in love, health, and peace. I invite you to listen or join in singing our closing song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Thank you so much for being with us.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God our Creator. We are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my song.